It's a good play. Okay, this might not be a very comfortable video for me to make, but I think it's a necessary one. Losing fights and dying is a huge part of Dark and Darker, but it's not always something you see in the highlight reels, which I think is a bit of a miss, because 90% of the learning you get in this game comes from dying, and from learning from those mistakes. We got the Warlock separated. I'm on the barb. I'm blocking the barb.
I killed Warlock.
Nice.
Oh, I got downed.
No. It's okay.
The best, most experienced players have only achieved that level of skill because they have died hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of times. So, in this video, we'll take a look at some of my recent deaths, and I'll talk about a couple of key takeaways from those deaths maybe we can all learn from, and I can spare you one or two painful losses in your adventures. Okay? Let's go. I'm trading. Darn.
Kill yourself.
Oof. Okay, in this clip, I had been chasing and fighting this barbarian for a couple of minutes already, so he knows I'm around. There's no surprises here. I was really happy with some of these early blocks. I gotta check my spacing better in the melee. Zweihander is tough to block, but I got a couple off here. That one in particular was really good. Notice how far I turned my camera to block that Zweihander sideswipe attack. So he wants to run, and this is where the tip comes in. I've seen a lot of high-level players do this recently. There was a plate lock recently. There was a ranger recently. They kite, they run. They know you're chasing, and because I have my weapons out, they know that they're faster than me. What they're doing is they're listening for me to switch to my ranged weapon or to my throwing axe or something. They're listening for the weapon change. And when that happens, they turn and punish. And so, because I've been in this situation before, I know that's probably what he's doing. I decide I can probably bait the attack if I switch to my bow and then switch back to my mason shield. And that's what I do. So there's the switch. That gets him to turn. But then classic mistake, I am too full tilt and I attack first. I had the first part right. I switched my weapon to bait his attack, but when I switched back to my shield, I didn't use it. I attacked first, and because that felling axe does so much damage that I'm all of a sudden behind in the exchanges. So I take two, I get the block back, but by this point, I've got no margin for error. My block was a little bit slow, and I lost the fight. So the tip here is if you encounter a kiting, running kind of player who seems like they have no interest in fighting, try to bait them with a weapon switch, but then back to your primary, and see if you can get them to turn around. If that's the case, be ready to block first, and go from there. Good luck. There he is. Looks like a fighter. See if I can get the jump on him. He's fighting now. He's looting. A longsword. He's gonna close the door. Am I stuck? I'm stuck. I'm gonna die from poison. I'm gonna die from mobs. This is bad news. That was a really tough spot to be in. Good thing this guy was totally hurt and ran. Now he's back. See if I can chip him. Okay. Falchion. One more hit and I'm dead. Can I run? And heal. Ooh, nice shot. It's darker here. Oh. Darn. Free hit. One more hit and I'm dead though. He missed. Oh! I didn't look up. GG, man. Very good. Okay, so that was a little bit painful to watch. I mean, they're all going to be embarrassing and painful, but this one in particular, for me, because the fight started strong. The fight started in my favor. I was doing well. But then two things happened. There was two key points here I want to point out because there are lessons to be learned. Doing some chip damage. I'm chasing this guy. He closes the door. I thought I could squeak through.
Am I stuck?
And the answer is yes, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on the mob. Getting stuck by mobs, getting pinned by mobs, doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, it can be really annoying. And in this case, I'm stuck between the door and the goblin. But I've been stuck by centipedes, I've been stuck by spiders, I've been stuck by mummies. So this is kind of just a PSA to watch out for that. Stuck between the goblin and the door, and it's hard to block the mob attack this close. The door was then broken, but I don't think I was kind of panicked. I couldn't figure out that the door had been broken by him. I eventually do, and I just back my way out. But by that time, I also take another hit. So I'm swinging, I'm not blocking. I was really thrown off by getting stuck by that mob. And this is where the fight really goes south. So as you can see, my health is pretty low, and I never really recovered from it. Okay.
I'm gonna die from poison. I'm gonna die from mobs.
Yeah. Didn't die from mobs, but now I'm in a pretty deep hole.
That was a really tough spot to be in.
Uh-huh. So here's the second tip, and this is something I'm still kind of learning for myself, and that is it's okay to fully retreat and heal up. What happened there? I got stuck by the mob. My health is completely gone. I used my second wind. Why not just run away? Why not just go through the whole module, go through another half module, find a dark corner, campfire, totally reset? It's because I get too aggro. It's because I get too tunnel vision focused on PvP and on like not leaving the fight that I don't think just to bail. That's another really important tip. Knowing when to let go of the fight, find a dark spot, totally heal up, reset. I have 2 campfires, for goodness sake, right? Like what's stopping me from just pulling out here and recharging? Only my desire to keep fighting. And so as I mature as a player, as I get more experienced, I'm learning that that's an okay thing to do. And in fact, a lot of the times is a necessary thing to do. So, just to recap, mobs can block you. It's really annoying. Check your spacing and your positioning when mobs are in the equation. And number 2, it's totally okay to pull back, retreat, reset, recharge, come back to the fight when you've got full health. Okay, one last bonus thing here. At the end of the fight, I get tapped and I die. It's very tempting to think this is an example of the shield being broken, but the shield is not broken. I just didn't look up enough. The last quick tip here, just because I don't want anyone to think that like the shield here, it was a kind of a desync thing. I don't think this was a server desync, server lag issue. This was just me forgetting that so much of my head is exposed, and what I really needed to do was look up more with my shield, because I kind of just was not lazy, but I didn't commit to my block. That my head is exposed. And my opponent was very clever. He was aiming high, aiming for my head. And it's confirmed because you see this little icon up here, right? The headshot icon. He hit me in the head. He hit me over my shield. It was a very good attack by him. I could have blocked better. No server issues. I don't think this is just a skill issue on my end. I'll get better going forward. Okay, moving on. He's looting over here. Let's get close. He's gonna be looting still. Judgment coming. He's gonna buff up. New buffs. We can do buffs. Oh, I should have waited. Oof. Oh. One more and I'm dead. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Oh, don't do it. Oh, get looked up. Oh, darn. Well played. I got too ramped up there. I got too ramped up. Okay, these clips are... This is... Maybe I should have thought twice about making this kind of video. It hurts me to watch these, but it's good. It's good for all of us. This fight, there are two tips to take away from this fight.
Judgment coming.
I thought he had a judgment there, so I wanted to keep my distance. Number one, I don't mind pushing clerics. I don't mind them being buffed up. I'm very, very confident when it comes to blocking mace attacks or any other weapon that the cleric can use. The cleric weapons for melee are generally pretty straightforward in terms of their attack patterns, and so because of that, I'm not shy to push a cleric who's buffing up. That isn't a problem for me.
Buffs. We can do buffs. Oh, I should have
That right there.
waited.
Okay, I should have waited. I was about to say, oh, I should have waited, and I should have waited. The thing I struggle most with about playing with a shield, about being a shield fighter, and you think I would have figured this out by now, but I haven't yet, is we need to block first. Blocking first and counterattacking is where the power of the build comes from. It increases your attack speed, gives you movement speed, especially versus a cleric like this that has predictable melee attacks that I'm confident blocking. I need to wait for him, and I didn't do that. I rush him, and then I foolishly open with an attack, and I hit him, but at what cost? I attack, and because I'm attacking, I'm open to being attacked. And he smacks me with his Morningstar and his Smite, which does a lot of damage. Half my damage in one hit. And so this completely changes the fight dynamic. Had I come in, pressured him, forced him to attack, he would have, block his attack, and then counterattack, the fight is off to a completely different start. But because I rush in, I've got a bit of bloodlust, I think that, oh, I'll just sneak an attack in. No, the game is slower than I think. Attacking is slower than I think. I'm exposed, I'm open to being attacked myself when I'm attacking. So that's why you hear me coach myself in other videos, other clips. I always say, wait for him, don't trade, because I still have to kind of override my aggressive tendencies. I want to attack, I want to do damage, I want to have high damage output. But to be a shield fighter, I need to wait. And this is a great example of me not doing that and paying the price. So the fight never really came back in my favor from this point. I'm attacking too much, I'm not waiting again. I finally settle in. I get a few good blocks in a row.
Oh.
I didn't wait there.
Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Oh, don't do it.
And then here. At this point, I get hit again. I'm one shot. The second takeaway from this fight is clerics are starved for range damage. I've got a bow. I've got throwing axes. I've got options. Why not use my sprint? My sprint's available. Turn and run. Heal up. Pull out my range and see if I can either chip him down some more, see if I can get him to pull out his book. There's all sorts of things that could happen if I just disengaged, move away, and create some space. But I didn't do that either. I'm tunnel vision, I am full tilt here, and that's to my disadvantage. So to recap, wait for them to attack first, whenever possible. And number two, if you're fighting a class that has a range deficiency, I gotta learn to use that to my advantage more. Okay, moving on. Oh, yeah, and plate boots here by this door. Yeah, they're right here. They're right here.
You have really good hearing.
Yep, they're right here. They're geared. It's a fighter, and maybe... don't take any steps. Let's just wait for them here. Yeah, it's a fighter and can't tell. Maybe a wizard? He's coming to this door. I'm going to be in the door.
He's looking. It's
Yeah.
a warlock, by the way.
Yeah, he's opening
Get
the
ready,
door.
get ready.
Yep, I'm ready. I'm hitting them. Yep, they're totally caught off guard. Wizard, 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 wizard.
Oh man, I hit you, bro. Fuck, man. Sorry, bro.
Oh, damn it. Damn it.
That was my fault. I hit you.
Damn.
God, they're one shot, man.
I guess we both tried to come in through the thing there. Is that the... Or just the swing through? That was...
Listen, bro.
That's
On
too
my
bad.
VOD, our spacing was a little bit bad. I should have let you go forward, bro.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough...
Because we didn't need a
It was
bolt
a
front
tight
line. I could just
space.
support you.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
tight
bro,
space.
I'm so sorry, brother.
It's okay, man.
Fuck, man. I'm so upset that I misplayed that.
I hear you. I know. Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's all good, man. I'm ready. Okay, surprise. I'm hitting them. Yep, they're totally caught up. Okay, yeah, we totally got the drop on those guys. The hiding behind a door strategy definitely works in solos, but I hadn't had a chance to try it in duos until this round, and I'm happy to say that it looks like it works here too. You need to have a sneaky, stealthy teammate, and thankfully Wolf Tactical is that guy. He's totally down to play the sneaky, wait for the other team playstyle. And in this case, I think this other team knew we were there. They knew we were around, but they didn't expect us to be right at the door. And we totally got the drop on them, which was awesome. The lesson here, the takeaway, is as we move into this small space, you can see I'm angling towards the wizard because that's where I see the threat coming from. Wolf is angled towards the PDR fighter because he wants to deal damage to that fighter. So our paths, our targets are basically crossed. And in a small space like that, having a crossed target means that the likelihood, the potential for team damage, for friendly fire, is very high. And that's what happens. We get crossed up in our targets, and because Wolf is using a Morning Star, that first attack comes from the top right, that second attack comes from the top left. And because I'm on that left side, I'm in that line of fire. So Wolf deals me tremendous damage because he's got a hard-hitting mace, because he's got a hard-hitting Morning Star that's loaded up with his smite, and I get clipped by that. And that changes the dynamic of the fight. I think to avoid that or to minimize that situation, I could have done a better job earlier of saying where I thought the danger was, which is the wizard in his magic missiles. Had I called out wizard, or like target wizard, a bit earlier, maybe that would have encouraged Wolf to shift his focus, and we both could have focused down the wizard, gotten him out of the picture early. So moving into small spaces, calling out your targets, try not to cross up your attack angles, and being mindful of your swing patterns are all great ways to minimize or reduce the risk of friendly fire damage. Also, I'll say, if you're on the receiving end of friendly fire, forgive your teammates. It's no big deal. If you're the one who is responsible for some friendly fire damage, forgive yourself. Even if a mistake leads to the loss of a kit or the loss of some gear, who cares? Gear is easy come, easy go. You lose a kit one round, the next round you beat up another team and you take even better gear. So having some forgiveness, being vocal with your forgiveness to your teammates, because I know I feel bad if I make mistakes like that. I know Wolf felt bad in the situation. It's all good, buddy. It's all love. Make sure they know it. And drop in, try again. There's always another game to be played. Cool. I love you, Wolf. GG, buddy. We'll get him next time. PDR fighter. Well, here's a test. A dagger fighter, maybe? Dagger fighter. Gotta wait for him. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Oh, I couldn't. His spacing was so good. Darn. It's a tough one. Dagger fighters are tough. Vigor, agility. Because you don't need the dex. Because you got the dagger. Well, I gave it a try. I made him pop a second wind at least. Let's see. Do we have time to watch the fight? I wonder. I think the fighter loses this. Oh, druids, eh? Whoa. Whoa. Huh. Okay. Okay, so this clip comes from a failed attempt at a squire to high roller. I had done 2 rounds of normals, and I had looted up best I could. And this is the first encounter I have in high roller is a dagger plate fighter. Dagger fighter. So I did well to identify him early. I could hear him pull the dagger out. And I got a good first block off on the dagger. I think that the lesson in this clip is that there are just some matchups, some gear differentials that are going to be very difficult for you to overcome no matter how well you play. So for me in this situation, I thought I played well, but there's just too much PDR on his end and not enough damage output, not enough dexterity, not enough vigor, HP on my end. And that's okay. Like, that's just kind of the name of the game. Sometimes you're going to run into a hard counter or a class you're just not suited for, and that's the name of the game. So let's just watch a bit more of the fight. Gotta wait for him. Gotta wait. That sequence there was particularly painful. Okay, so because I've seen this build more often than not, actually, I've seen a lot of plate dagger fighters around. If you're going to fight them as a sword and shield fighter, spacing is the key. When the fighter is up close to you, when that dagger is up right against your body, it's very difficult for your shield hitbox to prevent or intersect the dagger hitbox. It's easy for them to get around your sides and kind of drag into you. It's easy for them to crouch and just stab your legs. It can be very, very difficult for you to block the dagger reliably if they're close. So try to keep your distance as best you can to give yourself the best opportunity to block. You can see there, when he's farther away, it's easier for me to block.
Oh, I couldn't.
But it was so hard. Again, it's tough because you want to be far away, but if you're far away, then it's harder for you to do the counterattack. So it's kind of a trade-off. Again, like I said, it's a really tough matchup. Sometimes you're just going to run into those. Maybe the actual lesson to take away here is not to beat yourself up if you lose to a matchup that you're just not suited for. It happens, and you just move on. Let's move on. I see him again. Maybe he didn't see me, though. Oh, he saw me. Run away from the ant. Here we go again. Block the ant and counterattack. Second wind. He whiffed. He whiffed. I got my sprint. He's running. Darn. Blocked him. He's on the cliff. You're gonna run? We can both do that. Oops. Hit the door. Oh, that was very good. So the rat to bear is very difficult. Wow. GG, man. So for this druid fight, this was a good one, a frustrating one, but I don't have an answer for this, and I wanted to share it because this is probably some of the most advanced combat I've experienced in Dark and Darker, fighting druids. It's very, very dynamic, very complicated. What you didn't see in this video is we had already been fighting this guy for like 2 minutes. We had kind of a stalemate. He was going bear form. I was blocking shots. He had used all of his end spells. He had used, his library of spells. But I was really hurt. I had lost my second wind. So I was happy with how I played the first half. I fell back and recharged. And now I'm going back for more.
See him again.
I'm not going to play the whole fight again. I'll skip ahead to the very end because I think the key takeaway here is really at the end.
Oops.
Okay, we'll pick it up here.
The door.
So he's just flipping between animal forms.
Oh, that was very good. So the rat to bear is very difficult.
Yeah, and as I mentioned there, the rat to bear, or any, like, just the ability for high-level druids to switch from, like, humanoid to panther to rat to bear to panther, you just never know what you're going to get. And it can be very difficult to account for that. I wasn't expecting him to go from rat to bear so quickly at the end, and for him to be able to attack so quickly out of bear form. So that's what lost me the fight, but I don't think I was even close to, like, winning here. And the thing is when these high-level druids get low enough, they just turn rat form and run away and heal up anyways. So I don't really know what the solution is as a sword and shield fighter to combat these guys. My only thought was, in reflecting on the fight after, was like, if I saved a fire pot, and if I do enough damage and cause them to retreat and go rat form to escape, maybe there's a small chance I can hit them with a fire pot. The fire pot has a big area of effect, and because rats only have like 1 HP, theoretically it should be possible to like catch them with the fire splash and maybe take them out that way. But other than that, I think I saw someone on Reddit comment like, high-level druids only die because they want to. I feel like that's kind of the case. That's kind of true in that they have so much mobility. They can choose when to engage, when to disengage. And when they're in rat form, it can be really hard to get that victory strike. So let me know. I mean, if you've got an idea for how to fight these guys, please let me know. Because I don't think we've seen the last of them. In fact, I think there are only going to be more and more of them as more skilled players learn some of the secrets of the druidic ways. So it feels like there's going to be more of them to deal with in the future. Anyway, cool. Okay, if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. I thank you for checking it out. I've just been absolutely floored by all the awesome people that have been watching these videos and leaving comments and being really encouraging. So thank you all very, very much for your interest. I feel like when I started playing in August of last year, the melee combat in this game was on the decline. And now it really feels like there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of people who want to play with a shield fighter, with a cleric, who want to play with melee combat. And I like to think that together we can kind of turn the tide a bit and bring this game back from kind of the ranged kite meta and have it be more melee PvP fun times. So thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. Good luck out there. Shields up. We'll talk to you again soon.